What's up? Welcome back into another video here on the FanTC Podcast Network YouTube page. We are on day 8 of our 45 days of mock drafts preparing for this fantasy season. Let's go ahead and get into today's setup here. We're going full point per reception. We've done a lot of half point per reception, but we're going to do full point per reception today. One quarterback, two running backs, three wide receivers, one tight end, two flexes, and five bench in a 10-team league. This is modeling the roster and the draft of the Mizzou League that I am in, as I like to call it. So we also do defense and kicker, but I'm not going to waste my time mock drafting defenses and kickers because they'll most likely just be my last two picks anyway. So let's go ahead and jump into this one. I'm going to go from the third pick. I'm going to try and build a zero running back team. I will like this if you're in one of the earlier picks. Usually, we'll see what running backs fall to us in the second, but we'll also see what wide receivers fall to us here. Like I said, if you feel like you can get yourself like a Miles Sanders or Cam Akers or something like that, and you believe in them, I think zero RB is a strategy that can benefit you. But I do think that there's still a lot of benefit of. Oh, we're gonna have to redo this. Or can I just turn it off? Oh, okay, we're good. All right, so we get our choice of Cooper Kupp, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill. These are all pretty tough for me. I've drafted a lot of Kupp in these, so let's go Jamar Chase this time. Let's see what kind of team we're building around Jamar. Kelsey, Diggs before Hill and Kupp. That's interesting. Robinson, Taylor, Barkley. Mahomes already out. CD, Devontae's gone. Oh, Garrett Wilson just one pick away. So maybe team 4 is kind of like that slot that you want to be where you could have got a Tyreek or Cooper Kupp and then on the back end also got a Garrett Wilson. That's a pretty nasty zero RB build. Let's see where. So we can go Amon-Ra. We can go Jalen Waddle. But here's the issue. There's no shot if I'm in the third pick of the draft in the second round, Nick Chubb falls all the way back around to me. There's just no way that I can pass up on that. So we got to go Nick Chubb, Derrick Henry, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Hurts, Tony Pollard. So look at that. We ended up doing that, and we kind of got lucky. Amon-Ra ends up falling to us in the third. I still like him just a little bit more than Olave and Higgins. I think that he is just going to be a beast this year. We'll see what happens when Jameson Williams comes back, but Amon-Ra is the proven guy on that team without a doubt. And then comes back around to us. Jahmyr Gibbs, Joe Mixon still available. Joe Mixon, I think, is a huge value right now. If you are doing any kind of drafts, I would go ahead and snag him up where you can. Again, this is a 3 wide receiver build, so there is a little bit of value here on getting some good wide receivers early. I also think I could play the ADP game and get Miles Sanders here in the 5th round, which I would be ecstatic with. So not too worried about quarterback. The issue is we're probably, by the time we get to this pick, we're probably missing out on every other quarterback. So that's kind of tough. I mean, Lamar is a difference maker. I don't mind taking him in the 4th round. You also got Herbert, you got Lawrence if you like one of those two guys. Wide receiver, I'm not in love with any of the wide receivers in this range. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Lamar. Let's go early. Let's go slightly early quarterback here. We're going to get Lamar in the 4th and see what we can do with this. And then, the guy I wanted fell to me here in the 5th, Miles Sanders. I'm pumped about that. I think he might be a 300 touch guy in that Panthers offense. And I think he could be taken as early as the 3rd or 4th round if you want to draft someone who could potentially be an RB1 that's going later. I like him more than Mixon overall, definitely more than Gibbs. I like him more than Harris, Jones, and ETN. Like that's kind of the range right there I don't really want. And if I am, I'm going to go Aaron Jones and just take the proven commodity. But I like Miles Sanders quite a bit. Okay. So we got our quarterback. We got our running back core with those two pretty solid. We need wide receivers. When you have a 3 wide receiver, full point per reception draft, you need guys. You need extra wide receivers. It's never a bad idea to load up on them. Jerry Judy's an interesting pick. I'm a little iffy on just the Broncos still, but Jerry Judy, if I believe he was a first round draft pick out of Alabama. Maybe he's early second. Can't remember. I definitely think first, though. And he just should have the talent to be a top tier wide receiver in the NFL. At least you'd assume. Marquise Brown, I mean, there's some, inklings of Kyler maybe coming back sooner rather than later. I think Marquise Brown could be a huge advantage if that happens. Ayuk, I'm not super high on. I just think there's too many playmakers in that offense. Mike Williams, I don't want to take him yet. I get down here. These are guys that I can get on the turnaround. You know what? We're going to play. Let's go Jerry Judy. I think he's a good name to add to our team. If Denver kind of turns things around, I think he's going to be pretty solid. And then I also get Marquise Brown right there. So my four wide receivers: Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jerry Judy, Marquise Brown. I'm pretty content with that for sure. All right, we're back on the clock. Connor Madison, Mara, all these guys go off the board. Who's still available at running back? Pacheco, David Montgomery, James Cook, AJ Dillon. I'll probably snag another running back on the back end in the ninth round. Let's see. Jackson Smith, George Pickens, Traylon Burks. This is a pretty fun category of wide receivers to draft, and a guy that I've kind of found myself drafting quite a bit. Guy I think is going to have a pretty good rookie year. Just impact in general. I'm going to be happy I drafted him, especially in this kind of format because you do get to keep a guy with no draft cost, or no, I'm sorry, with the round you drafted him in. So in the eighth round, if Jordan Addison can turn into a solid wide receiver, that's an exciting pick. I like it. I like Jordan Addison. I just like his opportunity a little bit more right off the bat. I think he's kind of going to be slotted into that wide receiver 2 role. I'd be surprised if um, KJ Osborne, really fights him too much for a lot of opportunity. We're still in a position where I kind of like the wide receivers here. I like Kadarius Toney this late in drafts. I mean, just kind of taking a shot on him. But my question is, by the time I get back around, is there any running backs I want to try and snag? I think I can make it work. We're gonna go on a little wide receiver run and basically just build out that wide receiver core. Again, it's full point per reception. It's a 3 wide receiver league with 2 flex spots also, so you just have to kind of just you got to build from the wide receiver position out, I think, in my opinion, unless you can just get dominant players at all the other positions. All right, I definitely got to add a running back. Jamal Williams, he could be someone who's maybe useful for the first couple of weeks for me. I don't mind adding Charbonnet or Achane. I could probably get one of those two on the turn. The tight ends are still available. So we got Evan Ingram, we got David Njoku still available here. I think I'm gonna want to get one of those two guys. I mean, I don't know how much I like Chig anymore. I mean, I imagine D Hop's gonna demand quite a bit of opportunity. So let's go running back. We're gonna go since we have 2 solid running backs. We don't really need a guy. Let's see how Seattle's planning to use Zach Charbonnet. Njoku off the board and Ingram off the board. You got to be kidding me. Didn't these guys already draft tight ends? Yeah, they did. Dallas Goedert, Evan Ingram. What the? Whatever. Okay. Well, now we're probably just waiting and taking Chick or some other Greg Dulcich something like that at the very end. I don't even really care anymore about that. So let's just go in and see what the best players available are. Brian Robinson, Jamal Williams, Rashad Penny, Anthony Richardson, Khalil Herbert still out there. I'm actually going to go ahead and take the shot on Khalil Herbert here. He's definitely not going to be back around by my next pick. He's another running back. I need to add some more running back depth, and he definitely can be Chicago's starter. I don't think he's going to be a 3-down back for Chicago by any means, but he's going to probably have some value in that offense. Okay. Let's see where we're at. So we still need a tight end. So two more bench spots open. I don't know how that makes any sense. Okay. I guess we're just only going to fill one more bench spot unless this thing just goes down further and it's not letting me. Whatever. Tight ends, Chick, Kincaid, Dulcich. Probably just going to get Dulcich on the other turn. Running backs, if you like McKinnon, he's still available here late. Don't mind that. Any other wide receivers? When I get down to here, I'm really not liking any. I wouldn't mind a shot on Sky Moore, but I already got Kadarius Toney, so I'm not going to do that this time. I'll go ahead and just take McKinnon. See what his involvement is in week one. If he's back to his role like he was at the end of last year, it could be a really good value. And if he's not, you feel like you could probably cut him pretty comfortably. You just know he's probably going to have value at some point in the season. So he's a tough player to just ruthlessly cut. I'm just going to go ahead and snag up Greg Dulcich. Nah, whatever. Let's just take Dalton Kincaid. Who cares? It's just a tight end position. If he's nothing, we just drop him anyway. Oh, there's a seed. I had a feeling there was going to be another round. Uh, Last player. Who are we looking to add? Bunch of guys still available. Wow, bunch of guys I would not mind adding. But there's one guy that I love adding late in drafts. That's Van Jefferson. And that's going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go through the team real quick. At the quarterback position, we got Lamar Jackson in the fourth round. Running backs, Nick Chubb, Miles Sanders, Khalil Herbert, Zach Charbonnet, Jerick McKinnon. I love that running back room. I think my RB 1 and 2, as long as they stay healthy, it's going to be very good. And then I have a guy like Herbert who could develop into a flex option. McKinnon can always be a flex option in the Chiefs' offense, and Charbonnet may be the goal line back, maybe the third down guy also. So we'll see what happens in Seattle. I love that. My wide receivers, I start strong with Chase and Amon-Ra St. Brown. We had Jerry Jeudy, Marquise Brown, Jordan Addison, Kadarius Toney, and Van Jefferson. I think that's a lot of talent in the wide receiver room, a lot of opportunity in the wide receiver room also, which is what you're looking for. And then we got Dalton Kincaid at tight end. Don't really love that. He's probably going to get dropped and picked up and dropped and picked up throughout the season based on his ebb and flows as a rookie tight end. So probably should have just drafted Greg Dulcich and stuck with my gut, but it is what it is. Not too worried about that. But that wraps up day 8. Again, 10-team, full point per reception, 3 wide receivers, and 2 flexes. So I'm pretty content with that lineup. I think that there's a lot of players in there that could break out, be extremely valuable at different points in the season as well. So, like I said, it's going to wrap it up. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff.